a lot going on. So, ooh, I like that. All right, so we're going to get started here in just a little bit. I tell you what, deep breaths, we all need to do it. Yeah, decrease that stress, increase the calm, relieve the pain, improve our immunity. We all know we need to do that right about now, right? All right, so we can do that now, in and out. It helps a whole lot. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to doing this. So, yeah. Hey, good music also helps you to kind of de-stress, increase the energy, lower your blood pressure. All right, come on in here. We're ready to do this. I'm saying about my singing, I know. Yeah. Well, tell you what. Why don't we just go ahead and get started? Yeah, why don't we do that? It's your afternoon girlfriend, Yvonne Daniels. Like I said, this is my very first podcast. This is Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels. And like I said, man, there's a lot going on. And, you know, of course, deep breathing is something I do all the time. And I have found out that when you take a deep breath, it really helps to clear your mind. It helps to help you decrease the stress, relieve pain, increase your energy, lower your blood pressure. So it's really a great thing to do. And I'm telling you, if you don't do it, it's something you should do. So take a deep breath with Yvonne Daniels. So let me tell you a little bit, something about myself. I am a mother, a wife, an on-air personality. And I just love to serve. I love people. And, you know, I tell you what, during this time, it's 2021. We've gotten through 2020, a lot going on. Just found out maybe like 5 minutes ago that one of our Black pioneering actresses, Cicely Tyson, just passed at the age of 96. I had to really take a deep breath on that one. In and out. Cloris Leachman, another great actress, passed on yesterday, 94. Hank Aaron passed a few days ago, 86. I mean, there's just a lot going on. We've got a new president. Praise the Lord. President Biden. We've got Vice President Kamala Harris. President Biden's signing all kinds of executive orders. A lot going on with that. We've got COVID-19. We've got the vaccine. There's just so much going on that we just really need to just chill out. And, you know, it's really, it's having such a great impact on people. For some, it's too much to bear, and they're actually taking their lives. So this is serious. This is something that we really need to do. And beyond that, though, with 2020, for a lot of people, there was a lot of bad that went on, just a lot of devastation that went on. But, you know, for a lot of people, it was a year of opportunity. It was a year of growth. It was a year of breakthrough. And so even with that comes taking a deep breath, I tell you. So for me, this was something that, you know, I didn't think I was going to be doing for a long time, which was doing a podcast. But here I am. I have pushed through. I have taken hold of the reins. This is my very first one. And I want to thank someone that has really helped me with all of this. My friend, I guess he could, let me see. I'm your supervisor, aren't I? I am your supervisor, aren't I? My friend Kareem Bowen. Hey, Kareem. Thank you so much for helping me to get all of this going. I just appreciate you so much. And just thank you for all of the support that you've given me.
This is actually a great opportunity for me as well. Many of you may not realize exactly the real deal, but things happen. You are actually my introduction to the radio on KISS 107. So I really appreciate it. So now I'm not just doing one radio show, but with your help, we are now doing 2 radio shows, one on KISS 107 and the other on WSGW. So thank you. You are the real queen at the table. So I'm excited that I can help you in any way possible with getting your first podcast on.
I appreciate that. And those shows are very much needed. So definitely check it out as well. So, but this is just something that, like I said, is so needed. So many people, like I said, have experienced so much devastation, especially with 2020. But like I said, for a lot of people, it was a year of birth, a year of breakthrough, a year of pushing through. And so, even with myself, someone spoke something into me. They really could see something in me as a brand. And so, for anyone listening, we all are our own brand. I was listening to somebody else that said that, God said that we are to be fruitful and multiply. A lot of people think that means just having children, but that does not necessarily mean just having children. That is, we are here to do something, to multiply, to be productive. And so I think that with everything having shut down and everybody kind of being able to kind of just relax, right? Release, not even being able to talk to people that they normally would. A lot of people, it's great isolation, but a lot of people, they have been able to be introspective and say, wow, man, I can do this or I can do that. Right. So I have been able to kind of do the same thing, but it's the kind of pushing through. So what I like to do with this podcast is anyone that's experiencing anything that they feel inside a dream that they may have. Somebody else, I listen to a lot of people. Someone else said that her father was 65. He always wanted to own his own barbershop. Was 65 when he finally opened up his own barbershop. So you are never too young, never too old. To follow any dream, for sure. Yeah. So I'm excited. It's a journey for me, and I want anyone listening to this podcast to take this journey along with me, because I feel like there is enough for everyone to win. I think everyone can win, and I don't think that we have to say, okay, I need to be better than this person or better than that person. We all have something, something special inside of us that needs to be birthed. So this is a journey that I want to take with folks, and we're going to be talking in just a little bit with someone who is doing what I'm trying to do now, which is podcasting. And there are a lot of podcasts out there. That's another thing too. If you feel like, well, everybody's doing this, whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's podcasting or whatever it is, and you feel like, well, everybody else is doing that, so why do I need to do it? Or there's too much competition, or that field or whatever is too saturated. One thing I would say about that is nobody is you. You are the only you. And you can only bring what you have to the table. No one else can bring what you have because they're not you. So anything that you're trying to do, I don't care if there's a million of the whatevers out there. It's not you. You are special, and you bring something special to the table. And I think that more of us need to hear that, and more of us need to realize that, so that we can begin to birth that special thing that's inside of us. Man, and I'm just so excited. So, Kareem, thank you for being my guest here. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, no, it's
oh my gosh.
I'm geeked about being here.
Yeah.
Deborah Mack is out there, and Deborah, we're trying to get this together. This is her premiere podcast.
Yeah.
But, I'm just curious. You were telling me about take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Why take a deep breath?
Well, like I said before, when you take a deep breath, it actually tells your body to slow down. Because it's just natural for the body to we're just on 5,000 all the time. It's just, unless people intentionally slow the body down. And so what a deep breath does is it allows the body to slow down and say, it's okay, you're cool, which allows you to make better decisions. Because a lot of times there's so much going on that we're just bam, just making all kinds of crazy decisions. A lot of people make decisions based on their emotion, but that can get you in a whole world of trouble. But if you just slow down, take a deep breath, not only is it going to help to clear your mind, help you to make your decisions, it's great for your health. It improves immunity, and we all know that right now our immune systems. Yeah.
I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at you doing take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. And when I was sitting here, and you kind of like reached out and like, hey, would you be interested in doing like a minute segment, 2 minute segment. That whole situation was crazy. I don't minute segment. But I looked at you, and many people just see you as kind of the afternoon girlfriend. Mm-hmm. But we were talking, and you began to share your story. I was like, this is really phenomenal. I think there's a lot of people that could be blessed. I'm glad that you're doing a podcast to kind of share your journey, because I think people want to hear about your journey. Mm-hmm. A dark-skinned sister, Black woman, natural hair. How did you make this? How did you get to this place that you currently are?
Wow. Well, I am from Atlanta, and so just growing up, like you said, you mentioned the fact of me being a dark-skinned young lady, and growing up in the South, that was a whole another thing. Growing up in especially the 80s, and I was always called dark this, black this, and ugly this, and I'll be honest with you, I would go by the mirror and be like, "Now wait a minute, I know I'm not Halle Berry, but hold on, I know who they're looking at," but to hear it all the time was something that was crazy, and so I tell you what, growing up, it was like got a chance to watch the news every night, and there was a lady who was the anchor for 20 years straight. Her name was Monica Kaufman at the time. She was probably 3 shades darker than I am, and she ruled the airways and representation. That's why it's so very important, because as I saw her do her thing, I knew that I could do it, because I saw somebody, even though I heard what I heard from, the folks in elementary and high school, I saw her doing it. And so when I graduated from high school, I knew what I wanted to do. First of all, I used to get in trouble for talking all the time. And I didn't understand that, because I was like, whoa, wait a minute. They were talking, why I get in trouble all the time? So my mother always says that she's so glad that I am able to make a living off of what I do. When I graduated from Lakeside High School in Atlanta, I knew what I wanted to do. Went to Florida A&M, got my broadcast journalism degree, and graduated on a Friday, started my radio career that Monday, which was crazy. And I've been doing it ever since. And I love talking to people. And as I've had this very long journey in radio, I've been able to not only do what I love and, listen to the music and talking to the people on the air, but it's the people that I meet too, as I'm out and about in the community. I love people. I love to serve. And so it's given me the opportunity to do just that. Even when I was in Kansas City, got a chance to do a little television. So that's still something I would love to do. But I love what I do. And I have been someone too that has always wanted to do what I do at a level of excellence. So I watch people that do what I do and do it well. And I like to reach back and nurture those that are coming up to, and I think that is our responsibility to do that. So definitely something that I honestly like to do. Yeah, for real. All right, so Kareem, that's my story. And I tell you what, like I said, we have so much going on. Just with the things that I've talked about. I'm having to take a deep breath. I'm just thinking about Cicely Tyson, the fact that she has passed, 96 years old. And
when I think of Cicely Tyson, I think about roots.
Yeah,
I think about Black excellence. Yep. I think about
pioneer,
paving the way, great things happening.
Yeah,
her work, her body of work, and just even being able to see her come with Tyler Perry and this new thing and doing this. Rebirth through some of these new directors is absolutely amazing. So to lose her is to lose a cherished part of history. And so she will be missed. And I pray that they give her the respect, put some respect on her name.
Put some respect.
Like they do, because she's such a phenomenal phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
So but
when I think about this,
I'm just like 2020, and you were talking about how 20. You told me, like, Kareem, this is about you gotta run so much. I was thinking, like, I need to take a breath.
Yeah.
So now that I'm thinking about, like, you gotta slow down, you gotta take a breath. If you don't take the time to take a breath, you don't have the opportunity to take a breath.
So I think about that. So I want to thank
you for this. And
you were talking about deep breathing and how you're healthy. I probably
come in and sit in your classroom and take a couple lessons on that kind of thing.
Well, let me ask you a question. With the whole take a deep breath, when you find yourself running on empty, when you find yourself, because sometimes you can run yourself into the ground, and what I don't like to do is for my body to tell me, because when your body tells you you're shut down, there's nothing you can do. So, what are some of the ways that you find that you are able to kind of release the tension? Because you got a lot going on too, Kareem. So
just a little bit, just a little bit. You know, I'm learning, Yvonne.
because
My motto before used to always be like, "I'll sleep when I die."
yeah.
And so,
If you don't sleep, you will be
you
dead.
will die. So I think one of the things I've learned to do is to just turn off. First of all, release myself from the phone.
Mm-hmm.
People who know me know that they may have a particular image, but people who really know me,
Yeah.
I take about twice a year and I just get away from everything.
Okay.
I love
Going out into it's called the Porcupine Mountain Wilderness State
Yeah.
Park.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There is no phone, there is no electricity, there are no people.
Mhm.
You hike in everything that you can take with you. There's a lake,
there's a fishing rod,
Right.
and there's a pontoon or a canoe. And so we get out there
and I like to
just relax. So I'm fine by just kind of getting away and just decompressing. I pull the plug.
Well, here's the thing
Too that is very interesting, and I found this with people too. Some people are afraid. Have you ever known people that when they go, as soon as they get into the house, as soon as they get into the car, they turn on the radio. They are afraid to be alone,
Ooh,
afraid for the quiet to
man.
enter in.
You know, I'm really kind of an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
Most
People probably wouldn't know that, but when you get to know me, I'm really kind of a person who feels most comfortable one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm an introvert.
I like to be by myself a lot of the time, honestly. I like the sound of silence. It took me a long time to get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can understand, running all over the place and doing so many different things, and right now there's 50 projects going on. I love the opportunity to hear songs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people get in the room like, could you please not talk to me? Could you please not say anything?
Right.
Like, I'm supposed to sit here, put your earbuds in. But I learned to come to a place that I can appreciate silence. It was hard for me to do that. I can appreciate it now.
Well, I tell you what, when I'm driving, sometimes with my husband, he will, if I'm driving, he will turn the radio up, and I'm like, okay, first of all, I can't concentrate, it's too loud, and I'm like, turn it down, I need to be able to concentrate, but a lot of times people will do that when they don't want to face stuff. So I would encourage anyone, whenever you get home,
just even if
like you said, well, some people it's very hard, so even if you can only do it for a minute, start off with a minute. Don't turn on anything, the television, the radio, anything when you go into the house. Just go in and see if you can
stand just in silence.
You tapped into something really powerful, and I hope that those that will hear this and are listening will understand. You said that a lot of times people don't want to have to deal with what comes with the silence.
We can allow
The TV to be a distraction, kids and jobs and coworkers.
But when you get alone
and you have that opportunity to just decompress, then you have to deal with your own thoughts. And one of the things that I realized is that was a thing that I was running from most of my life. It having to deal with my own thoughts. How I feel about me. What are my thoughts concerning me? What are my perspective and opinion concerning Kareem?
Yeah.
I know what everyone else thinks about me. I know what everyone else feels. That's my personality. But your character is who you are when you're alone in the dark.
Yeah.
And what people, what do I feel? It's not about other people. How do I feel about Kareem and having to deal with Kareem, good, bad, and ugly?
Yeah.
So it's important for us to take those moments to turn off the TV,
to get in the car, not turn on
the radio. Even though you are on the radio, listen to Kiss 107.15. I mean, that is what you do. But I mean, do you do that sometimes?
Yes.
Or you just bump into 107.1? What's going on?
It is
I used to listen to the station that I program and be like, oh, that sounds nice. But it is nice also to be able to get into the car and just be alone. Just to kind of take a deep breath.
and to also
So, and I'll be honest with you, because I am a believer, to talk to God about if there's something heavy on my heart, if there's something that I'm really dealing with, that's a great time to
release that.
We have, I believe, and I say this all the time. This journey in terms of being on radio started with Morning Manna. I had focused in my mind when I do my thing, man, I'm going to build up this audience.
And I think
that when we first started engaging, I was doing this. This was probably year number 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 6 years of content
every day, Monday through Friday,
Yeah.
you know, content.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, I want to build this audience up. And we were 8 countries around the world,
Wow.
like 12,000, you know, people that were part of this group.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and then we're gonna go to radio. You came in, you're like, wow, Tim, this is good. And I saw you coming in,
Mm-hmm.
and I dropped you a message. And I was like, you know, Yvonne, what do you think about doing X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
And we can have a conversation. And I'm saying this because
I take a deep breath
when I tap into my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to, and sometimes you gotta rest.
When I'm rest, I
have anxiety.
Okay.
But when I begin to allow myself to tap into creativity, when I allow myself to begin to engage and really just kind of think like what's on the horizon, what's next.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that is the most,
Yeah.
that's the worst side for me. When Chris, my guy Jeff is here as well.
Yep.
He's a podcaster, but we have these conversations.
and the thing
That relaxes me most is allowed to be creative and to express myself.
and
But
I
I
think
think that
take a look at the types
types
of things
that I do and I'm
Yeah.
involved in,
Right.
they kind of all fall in the same line.
Yeah.
So to me, it's relaxing to be able to
what we're doing is
having the conversation.
Yeah.
To me, this is what I love most.
Okay. That's good. You tapped into that. So
Anyone that's
listening, you know, because people may say, "Well, I don't know what what
you
you
enjoy
doing? You know, what brings you joy? You know, you tap into that, and
Also for me, it gives me joy in serving. You know, I love to
serve others too. You know, so anytime I can
help
help
someone.
someone, you know, and it's not like I just go out and but
You can help. There's always opportunities.
opportunities to serve people, and always opportunities, you know, to serve your fellow mankind, neighbor, or so. Thank you for great joy too. So I definitely enjoy doing that. But yeah, you want to tap into your creativity, tap into what moves you. Like I said, just being quiet,
Closing your eyes
and taking a deep breath is something that you can just do. It doesn't take. I mean, you can do that when you just wherever, you know. And I'll tell you something too. It's so much easier now to get. It's always been easy to get anxious, but with everything that's going on, with all the racism, with all of the, you know, even when you're in, I was in the store and I said kind of pop off, you know. I said, now see, that didn't have to pop off between those two people. All they needed to do was take a deep breath. And so the word that I use a lot is being intentional about stuff.
You have to be intentional. You need to be intentional about
Taking a breath. Be intentional about taking care of yourself.
be
Be
intentional
intentional about how you're treating other people. You know,
all
all
of
of that. So that is my for sure.
So now that you're in radio, you're now getting ready to do podcasts. So
Yeah.
this is what podcast? What is the message?
I know you're telling
People to take a minute to relax.
Yeah, to take care of themselves, to make better choices and decisions, because I think that is definitely happening now. The choices and the decisions that are being made.
from the top to the bottom.
From the bottom to the top.
From the bottom to the top, to the
Yeah.
top to the bottom. So we all need to take a deep breath, so that we can interact with each other better, so we can make better decisions, so that
Conscious people.
We
Sinners,
said-
they all,
everybody
everybody
needs to take a deep breath. All right, I think the world would be
Was it Whitley? Relax. Relax. You gotta relax, release. You know, it's interesting, Yvonne. And you know, people are saying, Kareem, you gotta do a podcast.
I don't know,
You know, I'm just kind of like, okay, a podcast. I
Yeah.
want to get on here and talk. Don't I do enough talking? I talk on Sunday. I talk on Sunday night. I
Right.
talk, you know, what I mean, on
Right.
Wednesday.
right.
You know, every Monday morning. Like, I don't understand.
you know what
That would do, but like I was with Jeff, and
Yeah.
my guy Jeff is here,
Yep.
Yvonne, and
Jeff is hiding over here in the corner.
Jeff, come let them see who you are.
Jeff is a podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
What you the Angry Black Man show?
Is that what it is?
No, it's not.
Jeff, just say to yourself.
The Independent Jeff podcast.
Independent Jeff podcast.
Yeah.
So when we were talking, I know that Jeff does a lot of podcasts. He
Right.
does a lot of conversations. I don't understand how you guys come up with this stuff. For to sit and talk about it, I have to have an issue. I've got like, you know,
Why would you
want kids?
y'all let it stay on the podcast?
It's pretty much you're passionate about something.
Yeah.
Just flows.
Mm-hmm.
It just flows.
So what are some of the things that you talk about on your podcast, Jeff?
Mostly politics and social justice.
Okay. Okay.
You know, it's kind of you don't. I'll say that.
Definitely not with that. So do you find on your podcast when you're talking about the different issues, do you feel the need to take a deep breath sometimes and just be like, you know what? I just need to.
Sometimes I usually intentionally, and I'll use your term.
Do it. Okay.
I wait a day.
Okay.
Because I don't want to come across as as Kareem says, as the angry guy.
Yeah,
Right.
Just give it a moment. Actually think about it. Think it through.
Right.
Maybe what I'm thinking that day, I may reflect.
Right.
And I may not think that way the next.
Right.
So, but a lot of times I do. So it gives me clarity.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So how long have you been doing your podcast?
Close to a year now.
Okay.
Close to a year. I've done almost 14. I've done 14 episodes.
Okay.
And it's been going great.
Okay. And that's good to hear. So with you kind of having done this thing, this is my very first one. What would you suggest? What would you tell someone that wants to start a podcast? Okay.
You get to a place where you think about it and you think about it. Should I do it?
Mm-hmm.
If you're passionate about it,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Give it a shot. It can't hurt. You get your thoughts out there. It's actually therapeutic in a way because it's not just spinning around in your own head. You're actually getting it out there.
Right.
And you get feedback as well. So, people tell you if you're on the right track or they don't agree with you. You get it's all positive to me.
Okay. And like I said earlier, a lot of people may say, well, I don't think people do a podcast. What would you say to the person that, that thinks that it's just too saturated, there are too many podcasts out there? Why should I start one?
5 million and one.
Okay. Love it.
That's great.
Love it.
That's great. Your opinion matters.
It does.
Your opinion matters.
So what's the first step? I mean, because a lot of times people will, and this has happened to me too, where I'm thinking, okay, I want to do this, I want to do the podcast. And I was in my head going, okay, I got to do this, I got to have that. Is it that difficult or is it just as simple as, like you said, just doing it? Okay.
Getting started, I did the same thing.
Okay.
I was wondering about equipment. But when I got on a certain app, it told me.
Okay.
It reassured me on the app that you don't need all that stuff to start.
Okay.
You can get that stuff later.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead and get started. Get your thoughts out there. You can make a difference.
Okay. That's so important too, is that you can make a difference and that everybody is special. Everybody is important. Everybody has something to give. So would you be willing to mentor somebody if they want to do a podcast? Okay.
Absolutely.
Jeff the mentor. He's already said that he would. So, like I said, this is my very first podcast. I'm looking forward to many more. Jeff, I thank you for, I probably will have to tap you when I get ready to do my second or third one, since you're a veteran in the game now. So, there you go.
I had a question, if you don't mind. There's
My question is,
because I think you represent
a
underrepresented group of people, and I think that there's starting to be a lean in toward when you talk about take a deep breath, women of real color, and I say that, I mean, all black, if you're black, you're black. I always say, like Mama and them say, 1% makes you whole, but women who are
brown
skin, who are full lips, natural hair,
that were
never given a place on the planet to really express themselves,
their ideas,
their opinion, or even to be able to really be on the platform. Now, as you begin to do this platform, you have this voice that you now can share with America. Like, how do you see yourself being able to bring all of who you are to the table and the impact that you would make to little black and brown girls out there that see a picture of somebody who looks like them, who talks like them, and now doing so many great things? How do you see you bringing that into the conversation?
I mean, just being real, just sharing it. Representation is so important. So just continuing to do what I do, just continuing for them to be able to see it, because you take I can't remember her last name, the young lady that did the poem at the inauguration.
Yes.
Beautiful chocolate young lady who was doing her thing. She is just by her, and I think that she had a learning disability, I believe I read, but just watching her, just by her being brave enough to do what she did and to, to recite that poem there at the inauguration. Do you know she has now gotten a modeling contract?
Really?
Yes. Beautiful chocolate girl.
My
So
black is beautiful.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. So just continuing to be out there. I think doing things like this podcast, it's very important for young ladies to be able to come. I'd love to have some come on and join me on the podcast, just so we can take a real look and listen to how they're feeling, what they're dealing with right now. I think that's so very important too.
I mean, if you look at your platform right now, I mean, we have Black Women Rock.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Black girls, Black
Yep.
women rock. We
Mhm.
look at Stacey Abrams.
Yeah.
Who I have, I just got a picture. I don't know if you had a chance to see it.
David
Young
Young.
with
I
the
did.
artist.
Beautiful.
You know, all of the
Yes.
artwork. We're
Yeah.
here in KBS.
Yep.
Creative Business Solutions, and so it's all African American art, all original artwork
Mhm.
from artists in the community.
Yeah.
But you look at Stacey Abrams, you look at Keisha Lance Bottoms, you look at the mayor of
Who I
Chicago.
graduated from Fayette with.
Yeah, I mean, and now we have like
Ayanna Presley.
I mean, just so many
Yeah,
that are
yep.
Black women. This is the year, I think, for Black women to speak
Mhm.
and understanding this newfound power.
Mhm.
Like, what do you plan to do with that platform? And how do you begin? I mean, how do you begin to
Use that power to
emancipate other women who are
locked
in the old stereotypical, this is what beauty is.
But
But
now
now we see beauty in all shades,
Yeah.
in all colors, in all
Mhm.
shapes and sizes,
Mhm.
square lips, full lips,
That's
big
right.
hair, nappy hair, whatever. And I know you hate me to use the term. What do you big deal with the nappy hair?
Well, I don't, for me, just for me personally, nappy has a negative connotation, but for some people, they're like, well, it's nappy and it's, and that's fine.
Happy nappy.
I prefer the word kinky.
Kinky.
Some people may not. They may say, "Well, nappy kinky." What's it? That's my preference. So, and anything that sheds a negative light on our hair, because it's the hair that grows out of our head.
Shablory.
There you go. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's a beautiful thing. I think it is so empowering, and it's so empowering to see young Black women like the Stacey Abrams, like the Keishas, and like the Ayanna Presleys, who are doing being brave. They're going out there and
They're rocking.
they are rocking. So but they are being unapologetically themselves. They're being authentic. You look at Stacey, she has a twist in her hair.
Ayanna Presley.
When she was elected, she took that wig off, and all of her, and I know I think she suffers from alopecia, but beautiful young lady, you know what I'm saying? So we're able to see that. We're able to see ourselves in ads now. They even have ads. A lot of the ads that I see now, natural hair.
Yeah.
So we take all of that. There's a responsibility that comes with that as well. And I think that they are doing a great job in the positions that they're in. And so my thing is, I always say that, you show people have stereotypes of Black men, but you show them something different. That's how you teach them, by showing them. So now we have to also learn and have to remember that we are responsible for who we are. We have to make sure that we are walking the walk. We have to make sure that we're walking in a level of excellence, and we have to be respectful of ourselves. That's one thing that I say too, that I find sometimes with the younger generation, is that they are not as respectful even of themselves. And so I think that as older people, we need to make sure that we're showing that. You can tell them, but you also need to make sure that you're showing them as well. And that's, a way of teaching them also. So anytime I get a chance to talk to, especially a young chocolate girl, I love all colors, but I understand, I definitely understand, just some of the things that come along with that, even in 2021. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing all that I have, anything that I have, anytime anybody wants to have me, at any organization. Yeah, you're Kareem was like, right here, Yvonne, right here. Come on. So I'm a little distracted, but yeah, this is just a wonderful thing. I'm just so glad that I've been able to do this podcast, and looking forward to just the different avenues. There's so many different things that I want to talk about, especially for people of color. There's so many things that we deal with. I am one that believes that there's so many narratives out there about Black people. I am one that does not believe narratives. Just like when the coronavirus came out, they said it was killing Black folk, more Black folk than anybody else. And maybe that was true. I felt like, why are we so different from others? You know, some of the things that they said were going on that was affecting us. Well, it affects people of other colors too. So I am not a narrative person, and I think that you have to make sure that you are believing the right things. And if you believe that narrative, that's how you're going to act. Whatever is being put out there, if you believe it, that's how you're going to move. And so there's some things that I want to tap into, especially for us as people of color, that I think will help us to move in the right direction. This is the time. There's so much light being shed on diversity. And we can see that names, we don't have Uncle Ben's rice no more. We ain't got Aunt Jemima's no more.
I want me some Aunt Jemima's pancakes.
And Steve Harvey had said that if they take Uncle Ben's off of it, he wasn't going to eat the rice no more. So, but we're seeing all these things that are happening. So I think this is the time. This is a pivotal time, and we've got to take advantage of all of this. So I am really excited about what's to come. And man, through it all, we still have to remember, though, to be intentional, and we have to remember that we must continue to take a deep breath.
Yvonne, if I could ask you one question, this is a question that
Yes.
if you could express to the viewers, to the listeners, 5 words that say who you are and what they can expect from you in this podcast. 5 words. Choose wisely.
Intentionality. Let me see. Authenticity. Bravery, because I'm going to have to be brave as I take this journey. Pure heart. And boldness. So, gosh, how time flies when you're having fun. And I've definitely had fun on this inaugural, can I say that? Yeah, I can. Episode of this podcast, Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels. I hope you will join me. We're going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing this once a week. At least I'd say I'm going to get 10 episodes under my belt. We're going to really dig into some stuff. So I hope that you catch me on the next episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels. And as always, before we leave, I want us to just take a deep breath. And the way I do this, I'll tell you, I just go in for 5, hold it 5, and breathe out for 5. So if we can do that twice, then I think that's good. Let's go. We go in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Until the next time, take a deep breath with Yvonne Daniels. Talk to you later.